Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button, and the like button, and the share button, and please do follow me on Twitter, @MoviesTVMad. Now we talk about The Boys, something that's been around for a couple of years now that I wasn't watching. I was refusing to watch it. I was very busy, so many streaming shows, but a couple of days ago I watched episode 1 of season 1, and last night I watched the second episode. I can say right here, right now, I think The Boys is a revolutionary concept and straight-to-streaming TV series. Eric Kripke has done it again. Eric Kripke, of course, created Supernatural, and, I think he ran the show himself for 5 years. Who would have thought a story about two brothers hunting demons every week would be successful? But it was, just as Jensen Ackles was preparing himself for season 5 of Smallville, he got a phone call and they liked what he did in Smallville and wanted him to lead Supernatural with Jared Padalecki. So, a brilliant success there for Eric Kripke. And this TV show is absolutely fantastic. And I want to talk about it a little bit. I am shit with character names on whatever shows when I first start watching them. So I had to go to Google and start pulling up the characters' names. Of course, I know who Homelander is. And we're going to talk about Homelander first. I mean, what's the guy's name in real life? I follow him, Anthony Starr. Everyone is talking about Anthony. And I know from my sources that he's getting so many offers for different superhero movies. I know that Warner Brothers are interested in getting him involved as the Reverse Flash in Andy Muschietti's Flashpoint movie. Maybe a conversation for a DCEU daily video, of course. But right now, Anthony Starr's performance as Homelander in these, and I can only talk about these first 2 episodes that I've watched, is sensational. Great acting is all in the eyes. It sometimes doesn't matter how you say things, how you look, your body language. It's all in the eyes. And what I love about this character is you can see the depth of this character in his eyes. There's a lot of pain in those eyes. I think, what do you call her? And I want to talk about her, actually, Annie January, right? When he looks at her and says, oh, you're wearing your civilian clothes. I haven't done that for years. I thought that was a massive moment because you can see the regret in his eyes, because thus far he hasn't been disrespectful to this character. She's a newbie. He wants to portray that he's a proper hero. He's a good guy, a kind of Superman, the head of the 7, if you like. And so far he's been respectful to her face, right? And it'll be interesting if, when I see more and more episodes, what the dynamic between them two is, because I kind of think he sees himself in her when he first started this journey. So I'll be very interested in that. But let me tell you what I think of Homelander. When the show started, even though I wasn't watching it, I had a lot of talk about it being compared to Snyder's Superman, the DCEU. No. Homelander is not Superman gone rogue. No. This is a character we know very, very little about in the first 2 episodes. Apart from the beginning, he looks very pure, very Superman-ish. But then when he takes down the plane, we can see what he really is. But we can see his actions, but we don't really know what's going on in his heart yet, or in his soul. So I think there's going to be a very, very interesting journey for me, seeing, this development of this character, Homelander. But I do think there's a lot more, no spoilers, by the way, but I do feel there's a lot more to this character than meets the eye, because the media and the journalists and the pundits keep on, doing articles and saying, oh, he's just a psychopath, he's that. But I think there's so much more to this character, and I'm hoping we get a backstory to him to see how we got him there. I also enjoy his dynamic with Elizabeth Shue, who kind of is, the money behind the 7. I'm glad Elizabeth has been given this opportunity. She's always been quality, and she's quality in this show. And I like the way she stitches up the senator as well, with the person who can change his form. But yeah, it's basically, this story is taking, basically Kripke thought to himself, I'm never going to get to do a DC movie or TV show or a Marvel TV show or movie. I'm going to do something of my own. So he's found this graphic novel, one I've never read in my life before. And Eric is, I mean, if you ever talk to Eric or you ever see him talk, he's an out there guy. He's full of energy, and Eric doesn't give a shit. Eric's not like a typical Hollywood person. He's not very PC. He just wants to, he basically, all Eric really wants to do is be loved by the fans and the audience and the consumer. He wants to give them something, because growing up, Eric wanted to be given something too. So Eric is a genius, and I love Eric. I love Eric since his Supernatural days. I like the morality of only staying on Supernatural for 5 years. That's all he ever wanted to do. When the CW wanted to keep it going, he said, listen, I want my name credited on there as executive producer. I will tell you who to, promote, like people like Sarah Gamble, who did a great job on Supernatural. But he's a very clever man, a very passionate man. He loves entertaining the audience. And he's looked at this graphic novel and he's put it on the screen so wonderfully well. And I do plan to try and read the original graphic novels or whatever it is, because I don't know much about it. But I want to read about Homelander and these other characters. So when we look at Homelander, he is an archetypal. He's supposed to be Superman, but of course, or Captain America. He's got the red, white, and blue on his cape, hasn't he? But he represents purity, but he's anything but pure. So this is a character, I suppose it reminds me of what Jack Bauer says in the pilot or one of the episodes of season 1 of 24, where he says, it only takes once to compromise. And once you compromise once, it becomes easier and easier and easier, and you justify it all the time. And I think it's the kind of thing, and this is the way I see Homelander. But as I say, I do see, and I think Eric's been very clever in the first 2 episodes in terms of us seeing him. For seeing him, he's there. He's got screen time, but he's just there just enough. We don't see him a lot, and I think that's because Eric didn't want to reveal too much about this character. When he does something, there's no pride in an evil deed. He has a justification, like taking down the plane and justifying to Elizabeth Shue that he did it for her. So I think there's, like all villains in the real world and in the fictional world, they've always got a justification. So he's not a cackling, psychopath. He's someone who is very, very messed up. I love these type of characters, and I want to see the complexities within this character. But Anthony Starr is an absolute fucking star. So we then look at Annie January, played by Erin Moriarty. What a talent Erin is. Really, really like her. And for me, because you've got this situation where the superheroes in this TV show are actually the villains. They're not basically. I think The Boys is based probably on Hollywood, where from the outside looking in, we all stand these people and we love them, but behind the scenes they're a bunch of tossers, aren't they? And this is what we get from The Boys, like the Flash character going to the hospital with the cancer patient, and he's going, yeah, but basically the kid slaughters him. He's, I don't want you. I didn't ask for you. So I like all that. And the more he tries to empathise with the boy, the worse it gets. Because kids can see through adults, this is why I think it's great. But anyway, Annie January, yeah. So she's basically, for me, one of the heroes of the story. This is a young woman who wanted to join the Seven. She wants to be a hero. She doesn't want to be a celebrity. I love the bit when she beats up the rapists. And then there's consequences there because the Seven want to plan everything. It's all about profit. It's all about money. It's not about saving lives. That's just their concept to make money. It's like the influencers who put a big monologue down as they're flashing their boobs at you, but really they don't mean a word they say. And so I think The Boys is a representation of the rich quarter of the higher classes and the entertainment industry. And I think it's really, really clever. And again, Kripke has taken this concept on purpose because he probably has the same opinions about the world and Hollywood as we do. So basically, she's a hero, and she's seeing how fucked up these group of people are. I mean, let's find the character. What's his name? Yeah, the guy who's called the Deep. Basically, he goes, if you don't let me shag you, then I'm going to make your name mud. I'm number 2 here. But in the second episode, she realizes that's not the case, and she threatens him with her powers, and he looks scared. So I like this character. Now I want to talk about Hughie Campbell. Now, this character is played by Jack Quaid. What a performance in the first 2 episodes. He's up there with Anthony Starr. He's absolutely phenomenal. Hughie Campbell is just your everyday Joe with his girlfriend. They're holding hands, they're talking. And then what's the Flash character's name? Let's try and find him. Sorry, I need to get the names right. Where are we? Come on. Where is he, man? Where is he? He's not even down. I can't remember his name. But you know the Flash character, right? I can't believe they ain't got him here. Surely he's here. Very important character. No, he's not here, man. That's ridiculous. Anyway, let's not waste time on that. So basically, this guy's walking with his girlfriend, and this speedster goes past. He kills the guy's girlfriend, right? His whole life and dreams are destroyed in front of him while he's holding her limbs, her hands, right? They've come off of her body, and he's spattered with blood. It's a really compelling moment. The shame is with me watching The Boys now. I knew about this before, so it's not as shocking as you guys, the shocking experience that you guys would have had, but it's great. So basically, what's his name again? I told you I'm shit with names, right? You have to bear with me, yeah. His name's Hughie Campbell. So Hughie is not upset, he's devastated. You know, his whole world is gone. And his father's saying, don't take this any further. Take the money. They offer him money. And then this is where he meets this dude. I love this dude. This dude is amazing, right? And what is his bloody name? I told you, I am terrible with names. I can't believe. Don't tell me. Don't bloody tell me that he's not. Oh, yes, here we are. Billy Butcher. Billy Butcher, a.k.a. one of my favourite actors, Cole Urban, does remind me of Hugh Jackman so much. I think he'd make a great Logan, by the way, but we'll see what happens there. But, by the way, he's a great Spock in Abrams' Star Trek as well. Not Spock, Dr. McCoy. He's a great Dr. McCoy, isn't he? But anyway, this character is brilliant. So he finds Hughie, and he tells him he's a member of the FBI and he wants him to plant a bug at the Seven's offices. Of course, that all goes wrong. And, you know, the invisible dude, I'm not going to go looking for his name again, but the invisible dude and all of that, them trying to find a penetration point so they can kill him, is amazing. And I think that compelling moment when he keeps on seeing that poster and it says, what's it say again? Keep your hands clean. And I think he keeps on focusing on that. And that's when I can kind of tell he's going to kill this dude. Keep your hands clean. He has to kill him. And I mean, this is not in Hughie's makeup. This is a pure-hearted character who had his whole life mapped out in front of him. Basic job, but everything changes. Everything changes. And I love the meeting with Annie January. Is that her name? Fuck it. Whatever, right? The girl with the lights coming out of her eyes. Anyway, so I like that scene with them on the bench because these are really your two principal characters. These are really your heroes. These are your ordinary people who come into this story through ordinary means. They were pure. They saw the world in a certain way, and they're dragged into this corrupt world, and it's absolutely fantastic. So, you know, I like that scene between the Deep and Homelander when he gets him in the office and he's literally got his fingers on his Adam's apple. I didn't know what was going to happen there. I actually thought he was going to kill him. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of dynamic those two have. But it's something extremely different. And I think what The Boys points to in different tastes we've got now within our superhero stories, I think this is why it's really difficult to do a Superman film that everyone can enjoy. Because people appreciate more the cynical characters. These are cynical, corrupt characters. And I think this is why this show works. An amazing show, and long may it continue. And I can't wait to see episode 3 later on tonight. But I want to know what you think of The Boys. Are you a fan? Have you bothered watching it yet? If you haven't, are you planning on watching it? Comment down below, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back later with more videos. See you again soon. Sorry about not knowing all the names. It's just me.